You got to stop getting high on your own anime supply.
It's so good. Anime is so good. Bro, I was thinking I was crying almost. It's like, oh man, anime is so good. It's like getting emotional.
What's up? What's up with Naruto? Is that journey over? Or?
It's not over. I'm just taking a break.
It's not over.
Okay.
I can recommend you other stuff for you to watch while you're training. Other
No,
like
I'm all right.
training stuff.
No.
Like pumping iron shit.
Yeah.
There's literally an anime about like
Scared of slipping further down the rabbit hole.
Okay, well, we'll see.
You like volleyball?
I do. Sure. I mean, who doesn't?
Oh shit, you do?
Who doesn't like
Tell you about
volleyball?
this small anime called
Mike, you're
Haikyuu.
missing it. We're getting Jeff to watch Keijo.
Oh shit.
Oh, yeah, watch Keijo.
Keijo rules. That's my favorite. Probably unironically, my favorite anime. I'll watch it with you. That'd be good content.
Oh.
Yeah, stare directly.
No,
into
don't
each
do
other's
it.
eyes while you do it.
It hurts. It's so
it's
bad.
great.
You're gonna hate
What?
it, bro.
It's no, just Jeff will definitely not hate it.
Oh,
He'll
It's
love
funny.
watching it like with his hand over.
It's
his face,
not
like,
funny.
in between his fingers.
you might have thought it
It's
was
not
funny
funny?
when you watch it.
I watched it like 2 years ago. It was like
Yeah, when it
out.
came out,
Yeah, it's funny.
everybody was clowning on it, and you thought it was like funny because everybody was clowning on it for
No,
sure.
I watched the whole show like twice.
Like twice?
It's
Yeah,
hilarious.
me and my friends watch it. It's funny. We like get some drinks and we like take a drink whenever they go overboard. It's a great time.
Yeah, Keijo's great because it's a parody. Like
Yeah.
it's a complete parody of the sports anime genre. And that's why it's funny. Don't take itself too seriously.
I don't.
All right. Let's see
To be
here.
honest, I only watched like
What is
the
happening?
first
There we go.
3 episodes or something like that.
Yeah, that's like a fourth of the whole show, so fair enough.
Not for me.
Podcast producers.
I got into the log of when this Guardians game is too intense for me already. If they make it to the World Series, I might die of a heart attack by the time it's all done.
Okay. All right. I think, you know what? Let's bring up the cameras. See what that looks like. Oh, hey, look at that.
I
Mostly
wonder,
working.
how do we get Alex Navarro to watch anime?
Some sort of like Clockwork Orange, peel his eyes back with tape situation.
Maybe say please.
Some Get Out situation. We put it, we put it on the sunken place.
Yes, exactly. Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We are Mike. We're live, by the way. Okay, good. I paused on it. I finished episode 50, and I'm paused there right now.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let me get some water, and then we'll get started. Everybody, just a sec.
Well. Oh, you're streaming. Oh, you're talking to Chad, right? Hi, Chad. Chad, anime is great, isn't it? Anime is better than anything that's going on right now, no matter what you like.
Better than Scotch. Thank you, Visualizer.
Whatever you're into, anime is better. I'm sorry.
This is that Offerman edition of Lagavulin, the 11 year. I think they finished it in Guinness casks, so it's got a little bit of that kind of roasty Guinness flavor to it.
That sounds good.
Yeah, and it's Lagavulin, so it's got a ton of smoke flavor to it. This is the whiskey from Parks and Rec. That's correct. But hence why they did a Nick Offerman collaboration. I have not watched Kill la Kill. That's the underboob show, right?
Yeah, that's a
Not wrong.
trigger show. So every trigger show has an underboob.
Mike, you might appreciate that because it too is like a parody of the genre where they're just
Oh,
like
yeah.
they're so over the top.
It's a
with
parody
it.
of with the Sailor Moon and that.
Yeah,
type of
Sailor
stuff.
Moon and stuff like
Oh, I
that. Yeah.
see. Happy Columbo Day. Thank you, Pablo.
It's a
Columbo Day-
parody. It's not a parody. It's a homage. Homage.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it
it's
is
like,
homage.
Why?
Yeah.
Why are you dressed so skimpily? Oh, because it turns out your dad was a gigantic perv and
He was a
he
fucking
sicko.
creep.
Don't give me that look, Jeff. I see that over there.
I'm just confused.
You
I'm
can't
innocent
give
and
that
confused.
after the bombcast today. That shit you went through. You can't give any looks to nobody. Okay.
Listen,
I see
I'm
what
not.
you
I'm
said.
not responsible for anything that happened on the bombcast. That was all Mike
I'm
Minotti and Jan
responsible. Yeah,
Ocella.
that's all me, pretty much.
All right. At least we didn't
Double
call it.
up.
At least we didn't say it was a cock ring. That's. I'm just glad about that personally.
Well, I mean, I didn't say it was
You
because
had
it wasn't one.
Okay.
You had to
Okay.
come here and say it here, huh?
All righty then.
I'm
Let's see
good
here. Let's see. We are. I think. You know what? Actually, my
Tweets.
audio. What?
Where's the tweets?
Well, the tweets happen when the tweets
I even
happen.
forgot.
Steam Stream Deck.
Jeff Grubb loves boning.
I mean,
Pledging my allegiance
Nintendogs.
Team Watertight.
Batman comes.
Steam music.
Oh, Christian, I got a new one
Music?
for you.
You know, let's do sample.
I'm scared. All right.
Hey,
You guys hear me? Start cheering now!
All right, you guys ready? Did you guys hear that?
Heard it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I heard it.
All right, you guys go live your life. Wait,
There
did
is
you
an
want to put
echo they're saying on chat.
an echo for the music?
Is it Nico?
Assume I don't know.
Hang on. It's possible. It's possible.
Echo for Wario.
You guys hear me?
Yep, I see it. All right.
Daddy, chill.
Go Goxler. And so routing, we want to stop samples from going through the broadcast stream mix.
Hey, you guys hear me?
All right, we're good. Mike, you
we?
ready for me to count it?
Count it, Daddy.
All right, Daddy's
Daddy,
counting.
chill.
Daddy will not chooks. Daddy's got a podcast now. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now! Yeah, let's get this over with.
You can't hear it?
No.
Well, listen. Who's to say one way
You
or
know,
the
it ran
other?
pretty smoothly when I was doing it last week.
Oh my God! All right, let's see here.
Just saying.
What
Right,
happened?
Christian, tell him. Tell
What
him how
happened?
smoothly it ran when I was doing it.
Yeah, it
I
went
watched
perfect.
a little bit of it, and it seemed like it went pretty smoothly. But fuck you.
We didn't spend like half an hour fixing out
Hey,
audio and shit.
All right, 5, 4, 3.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now! Yeah, let's get this over with. Yeah.
Woof woof. Hi, I'm Mike Minotti, and I am a Nintendog,
Hi, I'm Jeff Grubb, and I'm a Nintendog.
and we are the last of the Nintendogs. Today, we are going to argue about Mario's new voice. We're going to pledge our allegiance to water-type Pokemon, and we are going to ponder which Nintendo franchise might be getting the movie treatment next. Jeff, you're back.
I'm back. Hello. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. People are saying you're quiet, but they're just wrong. They're just wrong. That's not possible.
No, yeah, that must be wrong.
I mean, it's going all the way to the yellow. What do you? I mean, I'm looking at it right there. It's right there, completely even with me. I mean, they're just wrong.
It just all right.
Mike
that's
is
fine.
quiet.
No, he's not.
Thanks, Christian.
He's not quiet.
I was screaming too. They say it sounds fine. Yeah, I think that they're messing with you.
They're just
Music was-
wrong. Yes, the music was loud. I don't know what happened there, but you guys.
I think it didn't fade out like it used to. for
Yes,
some
yeah. I must be
reason.
using maybe the wrong files in there or something. That's possible, but Mike is fine. Mike is fine.
I am fine, Jeff. But
Ah.
you know, especially now I got my Jeffy back. I don't have to run the show without you. Even though I think things went okay. We had a nice time with Rebecca Stone on our show filling in last week. Thank you again to her. Then Ash Guy helped out with Game Master Side. That was good.
Yeah, it seemed like a good week. I tried to listen when I could. I dropped in while I was out on the town, out in the town in Manhattan. I couldn't really say that, but whatever. I
Out
was
on the time.
out in the time, having a town.
Having a town out on the time.
Yeah, we went to Little Italy, and I think you started your show right when I was eating dinner, and I tried to hear what I could, but then I listened later, and I got to the point where you said Jeff Grubb's own show says that he likes the Chris Pratt voice, and I was like so mad, so I had to turn it off. I'm like, how dare he?
Should we just do this now?
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
All right, because it happened. That trailer happened, and we had different reactions to it. You had the real-time reaction was you almost seemed to have a not worst case scenario, but as bad as you feared reaction. And I had that's actually not as bad as I was expecting. This is actually, I could live. Yeah, this is all right. Maybe slightly on the better side of fine, actually. But I mean, I don't know. Like, how can we have a meaningful conversation about this anymore, Jeff? It's not like I'm gonna try to or need to.
Well,
convince
we don't
you.
need to be convinced, right? It's okay if I think it's bad. It's not going to ruin the movie for me. It's not that bad. It is not the worst case scenario. If that's what the impression I was giving off, that's not accurate. I had a visceral physiological response to hearing it, and it was, oh, this is just actually a bad Mario, a bad Brooklyn accent coming out of someone who's not trying that hard. I'm old. I've heard a lot of Mario voices now. It's not just been Martinet this whole time. It's been it has been
Captain
Lou
Lou.
Albano. Yeah, Captain Lou and
Bob Hoskins? Not Bob Hoskins. I always get this mixed.
Bob Hoskins. Yeah, Bob Hoskins.
That's right. I get Bob Hoskins and Anthony Hopkins mixed up.
Yeah.
Whenever I say one, I'm worried that I said the other.
Yeah.
I get scared.
It is worse than all of those. Like Bob Hoskins doing a better Brooklyn accent. Lou Albano, especially when he's doing the cartoon, he's like playing it up. It's a cartoon voice. That's fine. I get that. Maybe we're not going to get that full sort of putting on airs for that sort of situation. But it is just Chris Pratt sounding like 10% Brooklyn, and that is inherently funny. But I also don't think it's not really great. It's bad, but everything else in the trailer was so good. And it's only a couple of lines, and I'm already sort of over it. So I know that once we actually get into the movie, I will get used to it very fast. And there's no way that if I don't like this movie, it's not going to be because of the Chris Pratt voice. That's just not going to be the case.
I mean, my negative reaction was to like the weird scrunching of his facial features, and again, that already I'm kind of over that. And that's something too. Every time I see a picture of it, it like weirds me out again. When I watch the trailer,
yeah,
it's
in motion.
better in motion.
Yeah.
I don't understand why. I don't get the why of it. I don't know why they had to like alter the face even slightly.
It's got to just be like the animators just felt more comfortable animating emotions onto that face rather than I get the standard Mario face is just always happy, right? He's never
can't emote enough.
Maybe it can't emote enough, and so it's like
pretty pissed in Smash Brothers Melee, but I do know what you mean. Yeah, I mean maybe this kind of illuminationized it a little bit. Maybe it even works better with the rigging for all I know. I don't know.
Exactly. That's a big part of it. That seems likely. It seems like it would. He's got a very easy like swap with, and I know this is a different company, but Fix It Felix Jr.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely just looks like that. It's like looks more standardized Hollywood CG movie.
Right. There's probably some tools that they use, and that this facial rigging probably just plops right onto that. Whatever. I'm used to it. My kids got used to it after being like weirded out by the way he looked after watching it once, and I think that's probably right. We're gonna go into this full, whatever it is, 90-minute, 2-hour thing, and by the end of it, like I just will not be thinking about the Chris Pratt voice anymore. Not really. I mean, unless it's like stunningly bad. I don't think that's not the vibe I got from the trailer. I just got the kind of oof, that's a bit embarrassing. Or oof, it's groan worthy when you hear it in quick spurts. But whatever. I said from the beginning of seeing the trailer, this is not going to ruin it. It's okay that I don't like something in a movie that I'm probably overall really going to enjoy.
We're gonna end the Mario movie talk for now. There won't be too much to talk about till we get another trailer, which hopefully show us Peach and some other things. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that movie. Jeff, we finally got confirmation on the next Splatfest on November 11th. It's going to be grass type versus fire type versus
Versus the
water
Moist
type.
Boys.
Yes, right. I want to know, Jeff, are you going to get wet with me?
Yes.
And
I
team
will
water
smoke
type.
PCP with you. Let's get wet. Yeah.
Let's get wet.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. I like it. Dank. We're gonna be dank and just sloppy, and this is moist,
Yep.
damp, all those gross things. Very, very,
every
very
single
good.
one of those words, which just really, a lot of words that do a lot to the imagination there. Dank and sloppy and soppy and wet and moist and dank.
Slop them up.
Yep. So we're gonna get moist, and I can't wait. I'm down. I like water type Pokemon. Sure, why not?
Yeah, there's lots of good water type Pokemon. I mean, I like Team Fire Pokemon usually. There's been some duds there. I mean, there's
Sure.
been some water duds too, I'm sure. Actually, I feel like water type's at least always okay when I really think about it. The nice thing
In
about
terms of
fire,
like aesthetics, the fire Pokemon usually are pretty good, but
I don't like Chimchar.
wow, man,
I don't
fuck
like
you,
that.
Chimchar.
I don't like that Fire Kitty either, who's just basically a red cat. Like they barely did anything to it. But the nice thing about Fire type is that it's usually pretty hard to find Fire type Pokemon early in a Pokemon game.
Yes.
Like you're gonna find some Grass Water type early. So like Fire type's good for that. Water type though are also just always very good. So.
Yeah, but also, you pick fire in that first Pokemon, you're gonna struggle a little bit. You're gonna struggle a little
Chad's
bit.
right. Popalia or whatever. The one that looked like a sad clown was a water type. That sucked. So he's the one blot on
What?
on
Wait,
our,
are we talking shit
record.
about my boy Poplio?
Yes, we absolutely
How
are.
dare
Sobble's
you?
okay.
Poplio's a sweet little child. We will leave him alone.
Nah, he's not.
Can't
very
defend
sweet.
himself.
He's a clown. He would probably murder you in your sleep or something.
Okay, that's fair.
All right. Well, I'm glad we're on the same page about this. A couple other smaller things here for the news. Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden have gotten release dates for pretty much all the platforms, but this includes Switch, January 19th, 2023. There are a lot of JRPGs out on the Switch right now. There are more coming. Get those done, because if you haven't played these games or want to go play them again, they're both coming on the same day.
Yeah, why are they coming out on the same day, you think? They just are like, fuck it?
I mean, yeah, why not? They probably know. I wouldn't be shocked if there was like a bundle thing, even like buy both of them and get like $5 or $10 off.
Sure.
And they're both older games. There's maybe people who played 3 and haven't played 4, or vice versa. Whatever, just get them on there, I guess. I'm just glad it's finally happening.
Is 5 out like this week? You know what?
Yeah,
I don't
5
need you.
was
I have the
happening.
gamer browser.
Yeah, 5 was happening first. That's for sure. It is weird that it's like 5 first and then 3 and 4. So I wonder if there are people who haven't played any of them who are thinking, I'm just going to wait till this comes out so I can start on 3. The 21st apparently says Jeremy G. Jeremy G beats your gamer browser.
Yeah, my gamer
As
browser's
usual.
actually not helping me out here.
Wow,
no, there it is.
That's not very poggers of it, Jeff.
I actually just didn't recognize the art for Persona 5 Royal. Okay, there we go. There we go. It's between New Tales from the Borderlands and Yomawari for the Switch. So
New Tales from the Borderlands is soon, isn't it?
Yeah, October 21st as well.
Yeah, all these fall games, they're actually coming out now. They've been threatening for a while. Now here they are. Oh,
it's like suddenly it's fall or something.
Victor says that's a day before Fire Emblem. This January release for 3 and 4. That's kind of weird. That's not a game I would want to position. That's a pretty similar fan base, I think, Jeff. Persona and Fire Emblem.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously there was a Persona and Fire Emblem video game.
That's true. I forgot about that.
yeah,
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, look at that. It's a day before. The gamer browser says that as well. Persona 4 Golden
Well, if the
on
gamer
January
browser
19th.
says it,
Persona 3
must be
Portable.
true.
And then, yeah, a day later, you get Fire Emblem Engage.
Fire
Which is,
Emblem. I don't
yeah.
know about that name. I don't know why. Like, I get why it's called that.
You'd
It's
prefer
still
Fire
like-
Emblem Condom Ring?
Shut up. That's what. Wait, they're all rings. Do condoms come in other shapes?
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know. It sounds like a mobile game when you say it like that. It sounds more like a mobile game than Fire Emblem Heroes even does, which sounds like a mobile game. But whatever. I'm excited for
Just
Fire
right.
Emblem.
I'm sorry. Tears of the Kingdom release coming out February 12th.
I thought it was later than that.
I thought
That
it was
seems
later.
way too soon.
Is the gamer browser just lying to me now? That can't be right.
I
I
don't
thought it
think
was like
that's-
May.
No, it's like May. It's gonna be May. Tears of God damn it.
Okay.
Fucking
Man.
gamer browser. May 12th is when it's
All
coming
right.
out. Yeah.
Okay, they have
Fuck-
February 12th. Man, fuck you, gamer browser. How dare you?
Yeah, see, it's messing with you. Yeah, May 12th. So don't worry, we got plenty of time till then. Jeff, there's a new version of the Switch firmware, Switch version 15.0.0. Came out on October 10th. You want to hear about the exciting new updates?
Yeah, I updated it. It seemed more stable. I don't know. It's what I
Well,
noticed.
Yeah, well, guess what? This included general system stability improvements
What?
to enhance the user's experience. Jeff, is your user experience enhanced?
Yes, I would say so. I think I'm going to get a tattoo that just says, that has the little dot, and then it just says general stabilization fixes for the enhancing the user experience. I'm going to get that right on the small of my back as a tramp stamp.
Yes, I would like that. Also, the location of the Bluetooth audio menu within system settings has moved, so that's exciting. Where has it moved to? I don't know. I can't wait to look for it.
It's a surprise. It's a hunch.
And now screenshots can now be taken using the capture button while in the Nintendo Switch Online application. So there, you can't take video of that Nintendo Switch Online application, but you can take pictures of it. So you can send people pictures of their fake store if you want to.
All right, very good.
So Jeff, we don't even need a Switch Pro. Like, look at all this
Yeah,
shit. We just got.
This is. I mean, honestly, it's like Christmas Eve over here. Christmas morning.
Christmas Day. Yeah, this will keep us going for another couple of years. That's fine.
Exactly. Couple of years. We're good.
All right. Well, hey, everyone. Thank you for watching us live, by the way. If you are sending super chats, I think we got a couple of those. We are going to read those during the show at some point later on here. We get to all the super chats. Keep sending them in. If you're watching live, please hit that like button. We always appreciate that. And I think it's time for us to get to the Discord questions, Jeff. How does that sound to you?
Yeah, let's do it.
First one's from Benji Glaskey. Says, "Hey, shit for brains. I am writing this prior to the trailer, so you'll know the answer. Was Mario's ass taken so he could have a front donk, a big bulge, make him hung?" The answer is no.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I didn't stare. I was so distracted by his face and lack of ass, I did not look at his package.
I did.
Okay, didn't report.
No, he does not have a front dumpy. He does not have a giant man bulge. He is just a normal cartoon character, mostly smooth down there.
Do you think he has wallet condoms?
I think that he does not. I think he does not even have the optimistic condom. I don't think. No.
No, the Optimus. Yeah, I'm glad you remembered I called it that. He has that pouch on this front. Maybe that's what we saw. Like a ring.
That's just like stuffed full of them. Right? They're like overflowing from there.
You just see the ring in there.
Yeah, fucking pocket. Jesus.
Reese. God damn it. Yeah. So if you didn't seen it on the Bobcast, we're all showing our wallets to see if there were Costanza wallets or not, and I showed mine, and somebody in chat called out, "Oh, you can see the."
And then I started laughing, and I saw you laughing. And I was like, "Well, we got to talk about this."
I got caught. I got caught. Well, at least maybe that'll stop the virgin talk. Reese Elliott says, "If you could adapt any Nintendo franchise into a JRPG in the vein of Mario RPG, which one would you choose and why?" That's interesting. I mean, Zelda, like there was even reports recently of that canceled like Legend of Zelda game that was going to be sort of like Final Fantasy Tactics by somebody. I can't remember if it was Retro or what. There was some studio that talked about that. But that would have been cool, even if it was more of a traditional RPG that also would work pretty well there. Kirby would be a fun one, I think. Kirby would kind of slot in.
Cool.
They could just do basically what they did with Mario RPG and just do Kirby instead.
Right. And his his magic abilities could just be the whole thing, absorbing other powers and using those. Like those could be jobs. Like those could be a job class system. That would be cool.
Yeah. Star Fox wouldn't be bad. There's like characters in Star Fox, right?
I think that like, Star Fox would be great. Yeah.
Yeah, like that one that would actually probably work better for it than the whole let's make a Zelda game out of it thing did.
Wow, yeah, that didn't work well at all. I mean, it's such a good idea.
I still have to play it still.
Yeah.
I still have to play it. I got it over here somewhere someday. Dr. Suss says, "Hey Mike, I missed Rebecca Minotti and Jeff. New York is so much cooler than Ohio. Grubb, what is a Nintendo Series game that you're glad is dead?" I'm glad we don't have any more Brain Age games, I guess, Jeff. That kind of got obnoxious real fast.
You didn't like Brain Age? I was a big Brain Age guy. I like Brain Age.
I guess I liked it, but I don't know. It kind of became somewhat annoying, and then it was
like
a lie. It was a lie. I guess is my big problem with it. Like it did not actually, at least no more than playing any video game does. It didn't help your brain that much.
That's right. It did not actually make your brain younger in any permanent sense. No, it like doing the games like helped with the less elasticity of your brain, which the people might remember there was like a lot of Brain Age games that were advertising that for years later. And if you haven't noticed, those commercials have gone away, and that's because of the FDA. And so you cannot make these claims anymore. So, yeah.
You know what's a better one even is maybe Mario. It's funny because it started as a spinoff of the Donkey Kong 94
Right,
game I love.
Mario
versus Donkey Kong got kind of obnoxious there.
Yeah, I'm glad those are gone. I don't know. Hogan's Alley. I don't know.
I thought you loved Hogan's Alley.
Man, Hogan betrayed me, and I'm glad he's dead.
Everyone betrayed me. I'm fed up with
Everyone
this
betrayed
bull.
me. Yes.
Winnie says, "Hello, Mike. What hath God wrought, Minotti?" And Jeff, is that how you say "wrought" Grubb? With the reveal or non-reveal of the Mario voice, who do you think will voice Birdo in the sequel? That's actually that's what Charles Martinet's voicing in this one.
Yes.
At the
Yeah, there you go.
scene.
And it's just his normal voice.
Is he like sick or something? Because there's like a lot of like somebody was like, "Oh, send good vibes to Charles Martinet," and he like, responded.
Everyone was just sad. Everyone's just like, man, we really wish you were being Mario.
It's just about that.
It's just
Okay.
about that. Yes.
Well,
And he's like, thanks for all the good vibes, everybody.
I'm glad. I mean, yes, I do. I'm glad he's getting love, and I do feel bad he can't be the voice of Mario in the movie. But I'm also glad that he's not sick, because that's what I was kind of worried about for a second. Jayton says, "What up, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and Yo Grubba Grubba? Do you think the penguins in the Mario movie are there for the purpose of selling toys, similar to Minions or even Porgs and The Last Jedi?" I don't think it has to be that cynical. I think it's just there's a point in the movie where Bowser needs to like invade some other kingdom. It's like, why don't we do like something with those penguins from Mario 64? People remember them. That'll be fun. I'm sure there will be toys, absolutely, but I don't think it's Porg levels of blatantness. I mean, the Porgs, I'm sure, started out as there should be some things on this island.
Well, I mean, no, the Porgs were, there are actual puffins on this island, and we need to paint over them with CGE. So we need to actually do something there, and so we need to come up with the puffin equivalent in Star Wars, and they came up with Porgs, and they're like, well, this is such a cute design, let's use a bunch of it, and also these would make great toys, so why wouldn't we use a bunch of them? Everything in these movies is there to sell toys. Anything beyond that, like, are they only there to sell toys? I think Mike's right. They're there because they move the story forward, they move the plot forward, and they're fun, and they are from the games. I mean, we've seen them in games before, but if they put out toys of those now, I will buy them.
One Up versus CPU says, in the latest Pokemon Scarlet Violet trailer, they showed a sandwich making minigame, and there was ham. Is this Lechonk ham? Yeah, it is always interesting when they show meat in these games, because as far as we can tell, they don't talk very much about the harvesting and slaughter of Pokemon for human consumption. Although there's fishermen, so I assume they eat fish. I mean, there's other pig type Pokemon, right? Is it just Lechonk? I can't remember anymore.
Yeah, I mean, at this point there's like 3 of every kind of animal Pokemon. Yeah. Let's see.
So like 15 different monkeys, 12 different cats.
Yeah, there's other pig Pokemon. There's what's his name? Tepig, right?
Tepig, you're right. Yeah. Man, I can't even see the difference between Lechonk and Tepig in my head anymore.
Yeah, and then there's
pigs.
The springy one.
There's Spoink and Grumpig. Damn,
Spoink. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I was gonna say Spoink might just be like a fan creation, but nope. Apparently that's real too.
Yeah, that's one with the spring tail thing. You like Spoink, don't you?
I like Spoink. Here's from the fandom.com, which is I just refer to as Daddy now. Its body type is pig and thick fat. It's what it says here. Thick fat. Yeah. Abilities own tempo. Gluttony is its hidden ability. Okay,
this is
wow.
just me.
Yeah, that's me. Okay, fair enough.
Beefhammer says, "Evening, Mike Minion Naughty." And Jeff, now voiced by Chris Pratt, Grubb. Will we ever see development time for big budget games shorten? Dev time is so long, for example, that it's been 5 years since Metroid Prime 4 announcement, while the original Metroid Prime trilogy all came out in a 5-year period. Do we need to send Mike to these dev studios with a whip so he can get them to move faster? I mean, it is incredible how exponentially longer it has taken, Jeff. You would have to assume at some point we're pretty happy with the way games look, and then tools can make things easier. But even when that happens, it seems like resources just get diverted. Like there's that Unreal Engine tool to just make cities for you. Well, now it's like, now we could spend more time making the interiors of more things and whatnot. So I don't know if this is going to get better.
No, it's just it doesn't really work backwards. It's just the scope always is ever increasing. If you get permission to hire, 1,000 more people to work on your game, you don't really get rid of them. You figure out ways to use them to make something bigger and better next time so that your thing can compete. Red Dead Redemption 2, according to most people, met or exceeded expectations. I mean, you do that with a game that big. You're going to go do something with Grand Theft Auto 6, and you don't think you're going to try to meet or exceed expectations, even with the tools getting better? Well, how do you do that? You use all those resources and you put it towards some pushing the envelope forward. And game development time might shorten again, like across the board. But if it does, it'll be because there's been some sort of like tragedy in terms of the economics of making video games, and things reset real hard. If things continue as is, it's going to stay at a 5-year average for the biggest games.
Regic McBasketball says, "Hello, Jeff Grubb and Mike Minotti." That was weird. That's just our names.
Yeah,
the Mario movie trailer already has me thinking of the future. Which spin-offs will we see? Will we see Kirby voiced by Jason Statham? Ask Mario to join the Smash Bros. Initiative? Is the Zelda movie in the cards? Is Metroid starring Brie Larson in the cards? Will F-Zero finally get the respect it deserves? We're going to be talking about this in the topic a bit, Jeff. The one that stands out to me, I mean, Brie Larson, a big movie star, says she wants to be Samus. Why not just make a Metroid movie with her?
Right.
I guess the reason would be like, well, that's not the biggest video game franchise. Bitch, there's been video games based off of Rampage, or movies based off of Rampage, right?
Right.
You
And
get a
like
star in
Nintendo's
it,
got to
who
like
cares?
be looking around and saying, I mean, games are coming out and then the show or movie comes out and then the games do even better. Why wouldn't we want that for Metroid? So the whole point is to help the games sell even better. So yeah, do a movie. And they just founded Nintendo Pictures by buying that studio. Get to work, do something like that. That would be great.
Jedi Moss 4 says, "Good evening, Jeff, Gizmo, Hobo, Grubb, and Mike, #1 Chris Pratt fan, Minotti. Do you think we see a 2D Mario game released near the same period as the Mario movie? There have been low-level rumors of a 2D Mario game in the works. I mean, I don't think so. I don't know who would be making it. It still seems like we should be due for a new 3D Mario game, like at some point within the next year or maybe year and a half. I don't think anything's going to really be able to come out at the same time as this movie at this point, unless it's some kind of a collection or they get like Galaxy 2 on Switch suddenly. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that there's a lot of possibilities for something like this to happen. It has been a long time since a proper 2D Mario, but I wonder how much Super Mario Maker 2 reset the clock, and the 2D Mario team might not be rushing anything out the door because they did just put out new Super Mario Brothers U onto the Switch, and it's like, we could take our time and try to do something big. I think that there probably is one in the works. I don't know if it's going to be ready for the movie.
Then, what's this? I was already Jedi Moss. Matt says, "Evening, Jeff, Not Too Rough Grub, and Mike Hurt Me Plenty Minotti. If you could bring one canceled game back to life, Nintendo or otherwise, what would it be?" That's interesting. The big one everyone's talking about lately is Scalebound. Everyone seems to think maybe
Sure.
that's happened. I feel like as a Mega Man fan, I should say Mega Man Legends 3, but I'm not really the biggest Legends guy. I do need to go back and play them, and maybe I'll change my tune on that front.
I have my answer. You want to just shut up so I could say something for once?
Yes, Jeff. Wow. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I don't know why. I don't know what this energy is, Mike. I'm sorry.
Wow. Oh my God.
We podcasted too long together today.
I'm sorry I didn't record my file locally on the Bombcast. All right. Damn.
Star Wars 1313. Come on, let's do it. That's the right answer.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I would love. There's been a bunch of like canceled Star Wars games that would be pretty cool. I would love to see the one that Amy Hennig was working on, and then the other one that Amy Hennig was working on that I heard a little bit about, where it was like it's going to be like this space economic simulator where you're just like work. It's actually reminds me a lot what Andor is like. Andor has a lot of these same concepts in it, where it's like a guy just trying to scrape together 300 credits, and then he sees a job for 200,000 credits, and he can't say no to that. And it's like, oh man, I would love that. And that's the kind of game they were talking about there after the first game fell through, and then that got canceled as well. But Star Wars 1313, there was too, we saw too much of it. It was too promising. It would have been, and I love the idea of the lower levels of Coruscant. So yeah, that would have been cool.
I think if we're talking about Nintendo, the answer would probably be Super Mario Spikers, which is going to be like like Strikers, but instead of soccer, it's volleyball meets pro wrestling, which
Yeah,
just sounds
man.
incredible.
Just a pro wrestling Mario game at this point. I would die for that.
I think my actual overall answer though was Sonic Extreme, just because like as a kid, that was being advertised to me as Sega's answer to Mario 64. I didn't think it was illegal to cancel games at that point, Jeff. So I was just like, what do you mean I'll never get to play that?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. No, that you now, like, I heard about it. It has to come out someday.
And it's probably for the best. Next one here is it okay if I talk now, Jeff?
Yes. I give you permission, please.
Thank you. From Velocity Prime says, it is Tuesday for Jeff, wise from your grave, Grubb, and Mike, Mario ass Minotti. Now that film and TV adaptations are all the rage, will you be turned into pedantic weirdos following projects and noting Easter eggs and errors, or sophisticated experts called onto prestige podcasts to explain what's actually happening? Man, I mean, I probably am going to continue to watch very few of these things, Jeff. Like, I'll watch the Mario, and I ain't watching that Last of Us show. I ain't doing that.
I'm not going to be watching that. I too will watch the Mario movie and probably not much else. Like, the idea of watching the Twisted Metal show, unless it is hilariously bad, there's probably zero chance I ever watch that. But yeah, good luck to him. I'm at this point, I'm like, there's Andor and Rings of Power, and then the Game of Thrones one. Who can even remember what it's fucking called?
The House of Dragons.
House of Dragon. These are all prequels to major IP, getting the prestige TV treatment. And I'm sort of into one of them. I really do like Andor a lot. It's very, very good. But I couldn't give a shit about the other two. And it's like, this seems like this is all that TV is right now. And games just went in on that. Fine, whatever. I'm probably not going to show up for most of it.
Screaming Madden says, hello, Mike, Guardian Lover Minotti, and Jeff, Too Sweet Mall Grubb. Afterward, post-game support for Mario Strikers Battle League concludes. What do you think Next Level will work on next?
Punch Out.
Just mentioned 4, a new Punch Out. What do you dogs think? Dan Riker was playing Punch Out Wii on his stream the one day. Man, that's a
Oh, he
good
was?
game.
When?
Yeah. Oh, this is like, I think right before the New York thing. I forget why he was doing it, but I just caught him on there a bit. That game still looks really fun. Like, maybe they'll be able to sneak in a Punch Out. They could very easily just go on to Luigi's Mansion 4. Again, Luigi's Mansion 3 made a ton of money. So there definitely is going to be one. It's just a matter of time of they're going to get like a breathing room before that. But honestly, I think maybe Mario Strikers was the breathing room.
I agree. You're right. We're not going to get a Punch Out. I would be too lucky to get a Strikers and then a Punch Out from that studio. Not that I'm going to be upset when we get Luigi's Mansion 4. I'm ready for that team to do more of that. I can't wait to see what they do, like taking on that franchise once again and kind of taking it to the next level. Is that them?
Oh my god.
Yeah. Sorry. We can move on. You're right. I should shut up.
Yeah, right. Fluffy Cloud Gamer says, hello, pork and mozzarella boys. Not a question, but I just got done playing Lost in Play, a silly point-and-click adventure game about two kids getting lost in their imagination. The art style was great and felt like the puzzles were well put together. I feel like it could be up Mike's alley if he hasn't played already. It is on both Switch and Steam, plus it was well reviewed if that matters. That does matter. Yeah, it's funny because I love point-and-click adventure games, but so many kind of came out as indie games that it was hard to really figure it out. I don't know, like understand which one of those I should play, which ones are going to be that good. So maybe I will look into it. Lost in Play sounds good. Thank you for the heads up. Casual says, dear Jeff, what if Darth Maul and the dude had a beautiful baby boy, Grubb, and Mike, I stole AJ's whole look, Minotti. Jeff, can you confirm that now that you've made it to New York City, you've made it in New York City, that you can make it anywhere? Is this true?
Yes, nothing could stop me. I made it in New York so I can make it anywhere. I've become a wet dream tomato. That's all correct.
Very good. Mike, what obnoxious phase did you have in your teens / young adulthood? I mean, they were pretty similar to the phases I still have. I had a Star Trek, there's all nerdy shit. I had a Star Trek phase. I had a Lord of the Rings phase. Gosh, have I not evolved enough as a human being, Jeff? Is this a distinct possibility?
Yes. seems like you may have not moved past any of your real stages there. Yeah. I mean, who's to say? Maybe you're still obnoxious. Who's to say?
I thought I could make it as a web cartoonist for a while. Maybe that was obnoxious, right? I could see that.
I mean, I feel like trying shouldn't be considered obnoxious. But
Nah,
you're
you should
probably
make
right.
fun of me for failing.
You're right. Okay, fair enough.
Jimmy Nintendo says, going the other way from another question, what other genre of games should Mario be in? We've got tactics, racing, role-playing, and sports. What about RTS or maybe a shmup? I mean, we already had the shmup levels in Mario Land, so we're covered there. RTS, I mean, that would just be Pikmin, but with Mario. Like, Mario 128 was going to basically be that, I guess. I think Mario should be, like, a dogfighting game, like Crimson Skies or Star Fox. There you go.
Yeah, well done.
That's what I want. Beat 'em up is also an answer, but although I really want that for Wario and Waluigi more so.
Me too.
Bench JC says, "Hey Jeff, Gizmo, Grubb, and Mike, I don't have a special name for you this week, Minotti. Do you think there's the possibility of a Mario movie trailer to premiere at the Super Bowl? I think that would be crazy marketing. I mean, there's definitely a chance.
Has Illumination put a lot of stuff before the Super Bowl? Before I guess it's
I don't
Universal.
know.
Universal has. They put like Fast and the Furious there. I don't know. Maybe this movie could. Maybe they believe in it that much. I don't know. And Universal has a lot of interest in Nintendo properties, like being that popular. So I think it's a possibility.
Turbo Sean says, "Happy Tuesday, Mike. Stole Jeff's shtick of going home to be a family man, Minotti, and Jeff somehow still alive after lastly Grubb. Of course, the Mario movie trailer was the talk of the town last week, but let's not forget the other news that happened the same day. How do you guys feel about Farigiraffe, this new gross giraffe type Pokemon, Jeff? Is that an evolution of like Giraffig or whatever his name was? The weirdo with the tail. It looks like he's wearing a hoodie with a chain Mario chain chomp hoodie. I don't know why he's smiling behind it. I like it. I don't think I like it. How do you feel, Jeff?
Yeah. So and then so it's Farigiraf, and then the other one is Girafarig. So
Yeah,
and he's
Gira,
like they're flipped. And then, but if you put Farigiraf does, as is noted by the crossed out element of this question from Turbo Sean, look uncircumcised because the foreskin of what I think is the Farigi part is coming up over the head, and we should move on.
Jimmy Nintendo says, "Hello, Ohio boys, and go Guardians. Why do you think GTA 5 never released on Nintendo Switch? Rockstar has released GTA Trilogy and LA Noire on Nintendo Switch, but not its flagship game. Thanks." Jeff, why not actually? I don't know if I ever really thought about this.
What's the question? Why I'm still dealing with the foreskin.
Circumcision?
Yeah,
great.
exactly.
Why? How come GTA 5 has never been on Switch?
Yeah, it's a good question. Probably because they don't want to deal with what would probably be a headache of GTA Online running on the Switch and having to do support for that. It's probably not worth the effort to them. So and they probably are also imagining that the audience that would come from the Switch would not spend as much money as people on PC and other consoles. I don't know. In GTA Online, I don't know. That's probably what they
think you're right, Jeff. I think that's right. Mr. Bowler says, "Happy Tuesday, Nintendogs. As I'm sure you're aware, today is the last day of Fat Bear Week for the Bears of Katmai National Park. What are your favorite video game bears, fat or otherwise? I'm going with Banjo-Kazooie. Was called fat by some of the characters in the games, but he looks fit to me. Yeah, he looks like he's in pretty good shape for a bear, as far as I can tell. Gosh, there must be some other video game bears that stand out. I know there's one. There's like some Mega Man X boss that's a bear, but he's like only okay. I can't remember his name.
I really like the Elden Ring bears, the ones that are gigantic and chase you down and swipe at you and kill you instantly. But they're big. They're big boys. I don't like that.
Yeah, they are pretty big. Someone's saying Kuma from Tekken. That's not bad
real good.
at all.
That's real good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad. I'm actually shocked. I can't think of more bears that I like in these games. There's not enough bears in video games. We need to do something about that. Actually, there's Teddy from Persona 4. Does that count? He's a bear.
Yes.
He's unbearably cute. What he would say. There you go. Octo says, "Yo, Jeff, big titty witch Grubb and Mike randomly got called a cum slut on Twitter when wearing his Columbo t-shirt. Minotti, I'm glad somebody else noticed that. Thank you. What would it take for Ninty to start caring about their legacy, similar to how Microsoft has started to pretendish to care? I'm guessing it would require a CEO that cares about the stuff. So someone that grew up on Nintendo games, much love. I mean, they maybe kind of care about it, Jeff. How could they care about it more? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like for them, caring about it means finding new ways to charge us for games. So I suppose caring about it more would be, I don't know, starting and opening like a public library sort of a thing that you could walk through to see all their history, and they could show us like early revisions of games that have already been out for 10 years and talk about, like, put out books about the development, and not just the marketing conversations that they would have, like with the Iwata asks, but actually go in there and really give the dirty details about how the Breath of the Wild got delayed a bunch of times and what that game was like before the big delay. I would love to hear about that stuff. And I think they could probably present those things in either internally produced documentaries or by opening up archives and letting external journalists and documentarians go in there and create that stuff.
You want to hear my cynical answer to this? Not
Yes.
I don't know if cynical is a dark answer. I guess it'll be when Shiggy dies.
You think Shigeru Miyamoto is single-handedly standing between?
No, I don't
us?
think it's because of that. No. I think it's just because they are going to be. It's going to be like with Walt Disney.
Oh,
where all of a
they are
sudden-
gonna put him into a glass case and parade him around along with his history. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. It's
You're
going
right.
to be. He's going to become kind of sanctified in a way that is going to be sort of
That's right.
marketable. and
Turbo Sean is
associated with
right.
the brand.
You this presupposes that Shigeru Miyamoto
That's
can
true.
die.
It's true, but no, I think that Nintendo's going to shove out their history a lot more, and there's going to be a lot of like montages of like a smiling Shiggy. There's
You know
gonna be,
what,
like,
though?
Statue reveals of Shigeru Miyamoto all over the place. What?
It'll make me cry.
Yeah, I'm not saying it won't work. I'm like,
It'll work.
I'm not that cynical about it. Trust me. Yeah. From Pablo Cos, hello, beef and cheddar brochachos. Have we done what's your favorite NES/SNES, so on and so forth, box cover art as a discussion topic? Could be fun. I do think that could be fun. There
That'd
was
be
like
good.
somebody posted that thing from some magazine that had like the Legend of Zelda box art. If it I don't know if it was a prototype or just like a mock-up of what
It was the
like with
mock-up for like E3 or CES. I think it was for CES.
and it had the black box like cover like art that the early NES games had, and I was like, oh, that's kind
Like
of
Metroid.
sweet.
Yeah,
Like
it looked
Metroid or
cool.
Mario 1,
It looked cool.
like hockey and stuff. I was like, oh, that's kind of sweet. So I liked those.
Maybe
it's
that's what
funny
I
'cause
should do.
those-
I collect all the black box NES games.
Yeah.
No, stop myself. No.
Do it. The black box is cool because like they did that because part of the like problem with Atari was that the box cover was wildly misleading, right?
Yes.
And what was in the game. So they're like, we'll show you an actual screenshot on the cover so we can avoid that. Hosp says, hey, yo, dogs. News broke last week that Nintendo recently changed its rules for adult content on eShop, with one dev quoted as saying they do not allow uncensored boobs on their consoles now. It makes sense as they aim for the family audience, but why do this now? Have they just noticed what's on the eShop? Yeah, maybe Shiggy like got on there finally. Like, why are there so many tits? Well, what would Chris Son think of all this? He's a good Christian boy.
Yes, he's Catholic for sure. This is censorship, and I'm mad. Let the chest fly free. You know what I
First
always
they
say.
took away Mario's ass. Now this.
Yep.
What's going on?
I don't know. They hate tits and ass.
We're like super Puritan brothers. Am I right?
Wait. So, could you just have nipples out on the Switch before this? I don't think so.
I don't think so. So I don't know what that. Maybe there was something. I don't know exactly. I don't know any games that just have like nipples out there.
I gotta tell you what.
And-
I got a big boy Switch, and this thing can run all the hentai that you would ever want. So
Yeah, you got Honey Pop on there.
I think I did download it. We were gonna do something. I don't need to give excuses to you. Yes, I do, and I'm proud of it.
Oh, okay. I was just asking. Yeah, that's fine, Jeff. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.
Uncharted Wolf says, hey, Jeff, who let this guy back on the podcast grow up, and Mike puts all the brown Overwatch characters in the bottom tier. Look, naughty. Now that Overwatch 2, actually, look, I caught myself when I was doing that. I was like, oh, this looks bad. Actually, never mind. I actually like this character more than I thought.
Oh, no.
Now that Overwatch 2 actually works, I've been playing it nonstop. Despite me repeatedly saying the game sucks 30 hours in, I spent my entire Sunday off playing the game from 2 p.m. to 3 a.m., even forgetting to eat dinner and having a cookie instead. Well, that's a
Yeah,
nutritious meal.
that's good.
My question for y'all is, what's the most addicted you've ever gotten to a game to the point where it even started negatively affecting your life? That's hard to say, Jeff, because back when I play a lot of games now, I have a very selfish life because I don't have a family or kids, so things can't
Yeah, you're a piece
negatively
of shit, we
impact my
know.
life
Yeah.
too much. Uh, so like there's times I'm playing a lot of World of Warcraft and it probably could have been more productive with my life than that. Nothing too bad, really. How about you?
Yeah, it was mostly like Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, and some online shooters and stuff like that early on. That was taking up way too much of my time and keeping me up late every single night for months and months and then years. And now I'm mostly over that sort of stuff. There are occasionally games that I will get super into, but I make sure I have like an exit strategy, like Eco. I've played 700, 800 hours of Eco over 2 sessions with that game. But both those sessions were a month long. It's like, okay, I can give myself over to a game for a month as long as I'm able to handle some other stuff. And then I know that's going to end and I'll move on to other stuff for a while and I'll be fine. I'll have my life back. So, but that happens, pretty rarely and with a lot of space between.
Breadfish says, "What up, Mike? Come on, Guardians Minotti. It's not looking great for them right now, Jeff. I just checked the score, 1-4 in the top of the 7th. We need to come back.
Yep. On a rally.
And Jeff, come on, Metroid Prime announcement, Grubb. How are you feeling about that these days, Jeff?
Not great, but I mean, there's no reason. What's probably going to happen is they delayed it internally to like early next year or something, and then I'm still going to have to buzz my goddamn hair. But it's coming. It's coming. I know it's coming. When, I don't know.
The last 2 holiday seasons have seen the release of a Game & Watch anniversary handheld. First Mario and then Zelda. Do you anticipate there being something comparable this year? No, I don't. I mean, you always do things with Mario and Zelda because it's easy. Then everything else maybe just doesn't get that much attention, especially
Maybe
the retro things.
Pokemon.
You could like do like an original Game Boy thing, but honestly, like the way people are, you'd have to find a way to make sure people can maybe get their Pokemon off of that and put it into the new game,
Gross.
and then
Right, yeah.
it becomes kind of obnoxious. Like I would like it if they did something with Kirby and like give me Kirby's Dream Land, Kirby Adventure, Kirby's Dream Land 2 on a package. That would be cool. But again, it's Kirby's. I know Kirby got bigger recently. It had a really good year. Is it big enough for that? I don't know. And again, in my mind, like Metroid absolutely deserves that treatment. Give me Metroid 1 and 2 on a something like that. Heck, even better, just give us a Fusion and Zero Mission on there too. But they're probably not going to invest that much in Metroid.
Probably not.
Lenny Cool Dick Denver says, "Hey Mike, ask me about my wiener Minotti and Jeff half asleep after 8 hours of streaming today. Look, we're both in it this time. We've both been streaming and podcasting and all that stuff.
Right.
Can we start a death pool regarding when Dan Reichert will successfully get Jeff killed? My bet is the week before Tears of the Kingdom is released. I got $5. Or you $5 on it. Were you scared when you were in the Gizmo suit on the street, Jeff?
When I was in the elevator, I was scared because it was like it's pretty dim inside the hotel, and I'm like, I can't see shit. I'm supposed to go hail a cab. I'm gonna die. But I got outside and that part of the city, first of all, wasn't very busy. And I did see, there was a bike that came by me. There was a scooter that came by me and I saw them from very far away. I was fine. I'm sure it looked
scary. You came
scary.
pretty close to that bike, Jeff.
Yeah. I mean, where was I supposed to? I'm not going to go wander into the street. Like,
well, you don't have to walk towards. I don't believe you. You totally look to me like you walk in front. You walk by that bike, see it, and then freeze, and then kind of pause for a while.
I mean, they come at you pretty fast. Like, yeah, and I wasn't exactly spry on my feet in the Gizmo outfit.
Feet.
The big problem was I discovered this after I took it off. There was like holes at the bottom where I could have put my feet through, so I would have had a more firmer grip on the ground. But I was actually standing on those things instead, so it was kind of like hunching me down. It was uncomfortable.
Did you get to keep the Gizmo suit?
I think he threw it away because I told him how much I sweated inside of it. So I'm like, you should get rid of that. You should get rid of that.
That's a good expense from everybody.
Yep.
Epic Open World says, greetings, Mike. I make problematic tier list Minotti. And Jeff, if Dan Riker told me to jump off a cliff, I would Grubb. I know this is wishful thinking, but I will ask,
Content.
after the Mario trailer, people joking, hey, this is what Mario would sound like on the PlayStation 5. Do you think anyone at Nintendo saw that and thought maybe we should beef up the hardware with the next Switch more than we planned? No, I don't think there's any concerns about gotta make this look more like make it look more like the movie. Remember when it was like Toy Story was the thing? It was like PlayStation 2, it's gonna look as good as Toy Story now.
Yep.
It'd be funny if we had to start being like, this is gonna look as good as the Mario movie did now.
Mario movie looks really good. It actually has ray
does.
tracing, it has path tracing. So those lighting effects look realistic and very cool, and create a lot of atmosphere. I suppose one day it would be neat to have a Mario game with that. That's not going to make that much of a difference. The Mario games are so artistically well thought out for the systems that they're on. They're going to be fine.
Mario's ass is missing. Says, hello, Mike, steward of Grubb Minotti, and Jeff, Return of the King Grubb. That's funny. If Jim Ryan were to do the most British thing ever and colonize Nintendo for the glory of king and country / steal their resources, what games from the current Switch would he force his new subjects to remake for the Switch 2, and which would he steal to be locked away in the British Museum archives, never to be seen again? I mean, he would want to just do the most popular ones, so he would just have them remake Breath of the Wild, actually, right? Like, look
Yeah.
how much money he made the first time.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Did Nintendo have any games with sad dads in them? Because maybe they would lock that up so that they're not encroaching on their territory.
Is there a sad dad in Earthbound, or is he just an off-screen dad?
No, he's an off-screen dad. He's not very sad. He actually seems quite jovial, actually.
Okay. Yeah.
Bowser's Fury. There you go. That's maybe a sad dad. Yes. All right. Thank you, Nick G. Nick J. We'll say hi, Nick J. Soysuke says, hey, I don't have a question, but I hope you guys are doing awesome. Side note, I pre-ordered the Pokemon Switch OLED because why not? Why not indeed? Treat
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, live that life. You see something you want, take it, or spend the money on it. Sure.
Yeah. G-Man Sir says, hello, Mike. I flashed my nuts to the paparazzi, Miss Naughty, and Jeff 7-inch chub Grubb. Will Spike's appearance in the Mario movie push Nintendo to reintroduce him in the Mario series proper? Will we see Spike in the next Mario Kart? That's not totally impossible, I guess. Right, Jeff? Like, why not?
Yeah, I think that anything that happens in the Mario movies could be reflected in the games pretty soon after. Yes.
I just hope that means more and more Kamek. You know, I love Kamek. See Kamek and be a big part of that trailer really tickled.
Now, I also
fancy.
say Kamek, but are you doing it on purpose now? Because people get mad that we say it wrong.
No, so I say Kamek, and then Jan said comic, and so I later started saying it like him to not be rude during the bombcast, but I say
Kamek.
Kamek.
Kamek?
Comic.
Well, now I don't know anymore.
Let's just go with Kamek, because that's what I say.
Yeah, fair enough. Kamek.
Kamek. He Kamek.
Yeah, okay. Well, now, so Kamek.
Okay. I'm a nerd. I like to read comics. All right, Jeff, that is it for Discord questions. How about we take a short break? We're going to have these super chats to read. We're going to have our discussion topic and all sorts of fun things. How's that sound?
Let's do it.
All right, sounds good.
All right, we are on the ad. Hello, everybody.
Be right back.
Yeah, no problem. This will be the first new episode on our. Well, no, actually, I didn't switch over to Nintendogs, which I was going to wait because we got a bunch of ad revenue from previous ads on this show that we haven't been able to get out yet because you have to have like a 30-day wait period. So once that's up, then I'll move Nintendogs. But yeah, we'll see. So I am feeling tired. Yes, I'm like mostly caught up from New York. But then, the 3-hour podcasts can get you. And I woke up early and I was up late. I need to just go to bed tonight after this.
You made us watch that fucking movie last night. Holy
yeah.
shit.
We watched Master Commander. Is that what it was?
No.
General Commander, right?
General Commander.
Fucking.
With
a 2019
certified piece of shit, Steven Seagal.
Yeah. And it was real bad. It was just such nothing. Like nothing mattered, nothing happened.
I still don't understand what happened. It was that movie was so dumb. It was like hard to follow because it was so boring. You couldn't pay any attention to it.
And
It was
like
crazy.
it doesn't pay attention to like any of the rules of screenwriting. So it's just like things. It was this happens and then this happens and then this happens, and then none of it was this happened. So then that happened, but this happened. It was like no, they did not do that at all. It was just this and then this, then this, then this. It's like a 3-year-old telling you a story.
God.
It was so
They
yeah.
okay. The movie started with them trying to bust, and with them I mean Steven Seagal and his team, because he's the general commander, I guess. That's what I am assuming.
Yeah.
They're trying to bust an organ trafficking gang, and one of their guys dies in a shootout with them.
And then
Or
just
some-
and it made them all sad. And then the rest of the
It
movie
made
is
it
just
all
like,
sad, and they were like, "We're gonna kill them."
and then they killed him. That's the whole
And-
movie.
Yeah, and
Oh, is that
there's
that movie you were watching yesterday? I
Yeah.
had to stop. I didn't like it.
It was very
they're
bad.
sad for most of that movie. Most of the middle of that movie is them having flashback to the same, or like Steven Seagal having PTSD about like
What?
Yeah, but he's like,
Why did that woman have to take that pill and kill herself?
what?
because she was part of the. That's right, she did do that because she was part of the
I
Oregon
missed that.
trafficking gang, and she got caught. So the lawyer showed up or whatever. Was like, kill yourself
Also-
so you don't give up the Oregon.
Oh,
It's like
right.
it is the most.
The Italian.
yeah,
Are you-
I don't
Italian,
think
you
I'd
know
agree
about
to
that.
that. I think people usually have a stronger will to live than that. She seemed to take that in stride.
right. And also, I mean,
They're gonna kill her family.
I,
Oh,
I
okay.
do. I do
They-
not believe that Oregon trafficking gangs are this well put together ever. They
I
seem
did-
like they would be sloppier organizations.
You know,
They
Dan
were-
started just watching good movies on his streams, and people seem to like that.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
we're watching Crouch Your Tiger, Hidden Dragon next. So
I don't know why, but I'll tell you, we should watch a good movie. You were like, yeah, we're gonna watch a good movie. We're gonna look up a good movie, and then out of the sudden, he's DMing me. It's like, oh, we're gonna watch this. I was like, what the fuck? I thought it was like she was bamboozled me.
all right, let's get back
Get
into
back to
this.
Mi familia, Italian organ trafficking.
Ooh, Dan.
They show they were eating pasta, and when the pasta arrives to the table, they yell pasta all together at the same
Like
time.
Italians do.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, that's what we do.
All right.
Hey, more
Oh.
likes. More
Yeah, hey,
likes.
everyone give us those likes. And then, Mike, we are ready to get back into it whenever you're ready.
Ah. All right, we are back. Jeff, I just love talking about video games that turn into movies because movies are the superior art form,
Sure.
as we all know.
I just
So-
wish video games would be taken as seriously as movies one day. That's my
Yeah,
only
well,
hope.
that would make me feel better personally for
And make
some
me feel
reason.
completely validated.
Yeah. So Jeff, we're getting this Mario movie. There's a Nintendo film, I don't know, whatever the hell it is. They have a whole subsidiary now, or what have you, production company, whatever the hell it is. There's gonna be more of these, unless somehow the Mario movie bombs, which seems unlikely. There's going to be more of them. What do you think is next?
All right. The next thing is director Catherine Bigelow is unable to get the Point Break IP to make a sequel, so instead she takes the script and she makes Pilot Wing 64 the movie, and it is a crime drama about a gang of aerial daredevils who perform bank robberies and to fund their endless skydiving summer. And it's gonna be a real thriller. Please watch.
I can't believe you're not taking this seriously.
I would watch that though. We didn't talk about it. Maybe it happened last week. That Pilot Wing 64 trailer
Yeah,
for Nintendo Switch
that's something.
Online.
I don't
Where
know, you're gone. Yeah.
yeah, okay, yeah. Those the vibes. I mean, that game has always had great sort of funky music, and the fact that they would play that up about like that's what the game is about with the voiceover. I'm like, yeah, they should do more with Pilot Wings. I would love that.
I would actually like another new Pilot Wings, even though like that 3DS one was kind of fine but forgettable. That's all right. Do it again. That's
Do it
all right.
again.
But fun with the Nintendo 64 version. I do like realistically think that Donkey Kong Country is going to be next. I don't think you really go to the trouble of getting Donkey Kong and Cranky Kong into the first Mario movie unless you had some kind of
Right.
plans there.
I mean,
for
also
that.
Donkey Kong Land is next at Universal, right? I mean,
Yeah. So I think that makes a lot of sense. I do like now that we talked about it, just making that Metroid movie. And normally I'd say I don't know if they would do that, but the fact that you do have like this big star who like wants to do it, it's like all right, yeah, why not? Why not just do it then? I guess that's a tricky thing because can you make that a cartoon? Do you need to make it a cartoon? Do you want to make it a cartoon so that eventually, when you bring them all together for your Smash Bros. Movie, everything is kind of like in the same level? I don't know. I don't know. I almost feel like for some reason Metroid almost seems more probable than Zelda to me at the moment, and I'm not sure why. Except for again, there's a bit of that. Is that would you do live action? Would you do cartoon? If fantasy epics are a hard thing, Jeff, you remember when they tried making all those other fantasy epics after Lord of the Rings hit, and not very many of those did well.
No, yes. I still think they will try Zelda. It could be the kind of thing where they try and it falls apart a bunch of times, and so it never actually ends up happening. I think you could be onto something there. But yeah, I do. Yeah, Mario, Donkey Kong, the next one after that. I would love it to be Metroid. I don't know what immediately makes sense though. Do they do something that like sort of feels weird, like a Mario Kart movie? Because they're
They could.
yeah, I
They
don't
could
know.
stay in that Mario universe for quite a while with like a Yoshi movie, a Luigi's Mansion movie,
Yeah.
and stuff like that, huh?
I mean, the Donkey Kong movie is technically still in that universe, and
Exactly.
that could throw back to another movie in the Mario universe or whatever. You know, King K. Rool teams up with Wario, and so Mario and Donkey Kong have to team up or something like that. There's all kinds of stuff they could do.
Ready for our the answers from our Discord community, Jeff?
Yeah, I want to hear them.
Fluffy Cloud Gamer says, make a gritty Wii music film and cast J.K. Simmons as Sebastian Toot. Is there actually a character in that game named Sebastian Toot? Wow.
I'll check fandom.com. Give me a second.
Please, yes. Give me the lowdown on Sebastian Toot. Benji Glasky says, in Mario Kart 8, there's a track named Shy Guy Falls where they are mining. We need a documentary really digging into the horrible conditions and treatment of these Shy Guys, laboring their lives away, risking the chance of getting miners lung. P.S. The only way to watch movies is on at least 1.5x speed. Wow. I didn't know you were such a busy guy, Benji Glasky.
Benji, tell me you're joking, Benji. That's like
I don't think he is.
that's
I don't think he
psycho
is.
behavior, Benji. I'm sorry.
I don't think he's joking, dude. Did you have an update, Jeff, yet on what's going on, Sebastian? Is that you who just thumbs down? No, Sean who just thumbs down his message about the 1.5 speed.
Thank you. Sebastian Toot here from the fandom wiki. Tute. Sebastian Toot is a character from the Wii series that made his first appearance in Wii music as the host, as well as a spirit in Super Smash
I was about
Brothers
to say,
Ultimate.
what do you mean first appearance?
Yeah.
I can't believe you got to be a spirit. Holy shit. Rumham says, as the resident Golden Sun fan, that would be a young adult type movie, but really, Metroid could have an incredible movie if they actually let it be darker and serious. You know, I was beginning to feel like it's been a while since we heard from the Golden Sun freaks, Jeff.
Yeah,
Glad they chimed in.
yeah. Something must have distracted them. You think they were playing like Xenoblade, and now they're back on their bullshit?
Oh, I think you're right. Maybe Xenoblade kept them busy for it's been keeping me busy.
Mm.
Jayton says, okay, hear me out. A WarioWare movie where we get a deep dive into the world of Wario and his friends in Diamond City. I mean, that's another one that can still be like Mario Universe.
Yep, absolutely.
Wario. Screaming Mad says, following up on that one Animal Crossing movie question I posted on a past Last of the Nintendogs, the Animal Crossing animated movie. Come on, Illuminations, get Dave Bautista as Mr. Rossetti and Bob Odenkirk as Red. It will make so many bells to please Christopher Walken, Tom Nook. Although that would be the second time Animal Crossing got a movie as a Japan-only anime film released in 2006. That's right. People told us about that before.
I watched it.
That's wild. Was it good?
No, but it's fun stuff.
All right. Was it better than the Steven Seagal movie you watched yesterday?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
All right, then. Dr. Suss says, if you want to build the NCU, the Nintendo Cinematic Universe, you gotta have something that builds toward the Super Smash Bros. Movie, Nintendo's Avengers. So it needs to be Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong is Nintendo's Hulk. Jeff, we talked about Donkey Kong, but what do you think is going to happen first? What's more likely, a Smash Brothers movie that's some kind of like an endgame event, or like a Mario and Sonic movie using the Sonic from those movies and the Mario from these movies kind of together for some reason?
I think if we are talking about either one of those movies, definitely does happen. I think they rush to Smash Brothers first. I think.
You think they rush it? You don't think they're going to take their like MCU Phase 1?
I think I think it'd be closer to DC than Nintendo than to MCU. Yeah, I think they'd be like, we don't need to take all this time setting up every character. Let's just do the first one. That's where we'll introduce them. Yeah.
Reese Elliott says, Nintendogs, so I can see my boy Chickens on the big screen. Well, we'll be getting a paycheck. We're the only two Nintendogs left, so
That's
they
right.
have to get us in the movie. Be authentic. Winnie says F-Zero is the clear choice. Nintendo's doing the opposite of Sony and making sure there's no game to support the release of the media. No safer bet than there is no F-Zero game. There you go. There was that whole F-Zero anime. Did that have a good story? Probably not, but there
Probably
is
not.
a story.
I don't know, but probably not.
Mr. Boris says, talkies are a fad, and the return of the true art form of the sound film is returning any day now. Nintendo needs to get in early and make a black and white silent Mr. Game & Watch movie. I added the old-timey accent to that.
Yeah, so your brain went to sounding like one of the Canadians from South Park, and that's
it
how
kind of turned into that. It did, didn't it?
Okay, and that's how you convey silent movie. All right.
Talkies are a fad, you see? It's all about the musicals. I put on 1,000 musicals, and I put on 1,000 more, you see? Velocity Pride says, I'm enough of a movie freak, a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. I'm enough of a movie freak that I've thought long and hard about this topic. First would be the obvious Studio Ghibli-helmed Zelda film, but here's my real pitch. A Metroid movie starring Charlize Theron as Samus and directed by Alex Garland, the man by Ex Machina, Annihilation, and Dread 3D. Theron could absolutely nail the stoic badass, and Garland is known for creating sumptuous and unnerving sci-fi with just the right amount of dash and claustrophobic action. Yeah, Theron she would be another good Samus. Although, again, I think Brie Larson has specifically had interest in portraying that character. I don't really know how much that matters now. In my mind, that should matter a lot, but maybe it doesn't, actually.
Like, what do you think the definition of sumptuous is?
I thought that it was kind of a food thing. I thought like something that's sort of savory and like yummy is sumptuous. Or like, obviously, like most food terms, it could also be used to describe like people in a sexual way. But a sumptuous person, I assume, is also a bit on the thick side, the thigh.
Like, because it sounds like voluptuous. I'm right there with you. It is splendid, and this sounds like the more important part. Splendid and expensive looking. So it's got to be like, the banquet was a sumptuous, luxurious meal. Okay. We all learned something tonight.
Thick girls do look. Okay, no, that sounds messed up. Not expensive in terms of how much, but just in terms of like, they're okay, yeah, trouble. This is getting more troublesome.
Okay, why don't you just go rate some more people of color for your tier list?
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you. What Up versus CPU says, pro wrestling. It starts off with Starman winning the VWA championship. After the show at a press conference, he starts off by asking a random reporter, are you friends with the Amazon? Then he goes on a crazy rant shooting on Fighter Hayabusa, the founder of the company, all this while eating cupcakes and drinking lime LaCroix. It would be directed by Suda51. Perfect!
I love it.
This man a check. Beefhammer says, does Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance count as a Nintendo game? I know Mike will say yes, and Jeff will say no, but I'm going with it. I think it's the best place to start a movie franchise in order for the audience to understand the Kingdom Hearts story. To be clear, I am also saying no, that this doesn't count. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Casual says, Animal Crossing is ripe for the picking for an entire film franchise. If I'm just allowed one, though, I'd like to see a falling down style action thriller that shows Mr. Rossetti's descent from mild-mannered mole to the relentlessly rage-filled rule stickler he is in the GameCube game.
That's a pretty good one.
J.K. Simmons should voice him. Blizzard bopping Overwatch 2's launch says, take some artistic liberties to Wario World and turn it into an Ocean 11 style movie with Waluigi and some of his other iconic pals. I mean, Wario and Waluigi in a movie together, I bet that would be a fun movie, Jeff.
I think so too. I think they could have they could play off each other really well in some dynamics that have only been suggested that we've never actually seen.
Who even knows anymore? Says Captain Toad movie in the style of like National Treasure. Well, you're speaking my language. Now, the Toad we see in the movie, he does have a backpack. Do you think that is going to become a Captain Toad? Or you think like the joke in the movie going to be that they're all called Toad, and at one point he's like, where's Toad? And he's like, I'm Toad. And it's like, no, not you, Toad. Oh, no, I'm Toad.
I can tell you what's going to happen. You want to know exactly? This is not informed by any, actually, I just can tell based on the trailer.
Yes, please.
Yes, so, yes, the joke is they're all Toad, and this Toad is with them the entire time, and this Toad is definitely voiced by Keegan-Michael Key, but they all might be, but this one's definitely voiced by Keegan-Michael Key, and he is going to be there helping them out, and in the key moment when all hope is lost, he will show up and save the day, and then at the end, Princess Peach will award him with the honorary title of Captain and say, you are now Captain Toad.
I like that.
That's how it'll go.
Is he gonna save the day by being able to pull mushrooms out of the ground slightly faster than everybody else?
Yeah. Yes, I hope so. That would rule.
All right, good. Bench JC says a Tingle movie is an origin story about his rise to power in Hyrule. Danny DeVito will absolutely play Tingle. This is the least likely one so far, I'm afraid.
Yeah. I would love a Tingle movie.
You would love a Tingle.
I got like 28 terabytes of Tingle movies on my hard drive right here, so
Tingle
don't worry about
movies.
it.
Yeah. Giggy64 says an animated Metroid movie directed by I can never say this guy's name. The Samurai Jack guy, let's say that, would be too perfect, which is why Nintendo is scared to do it. That guy doesn't get to make what he wants. He like wanted to make a Popeye movie, and they told him no, go make fucking Hotel Castle Transylvania 3 instead. I think he finally got out of it for 4. I don't think they made him do the 4th.
No, I think he was working on some other stuff. Yeah, I would love Gendy Tartakovsky Metroid. Let's make that happen. That would rule.
That would be good. Octo says it's gonna be Wreck-It Ralph, but Donkey Kong. I mean, see, I think if they do a Donkey Kong movie, it's not going to be Donkey Kong arcade vibes. I think it'll be full on Donkey Kong.
People keep saying it's going to be like, a pair of brothers, like real brothers, going to be playing Mario, and they're going to get sucked into it like Jumanji, and they're not doing that. This is not going to be an isekai in that way. It'll be am I saying that wrong? Isekai. It'll be an isekai in that Mario does come from Brooklyn, but it's not going to be an isekai in that a real boy is actually inside Mario's body. They're not going to do that.
Good.
Isekai? Okay. Isekai. Oh, whatever.
Pablo
Fuck all you.
Cost. Yeah, fuck you. I don't know why, man. Why are we so mean to each other, to the listeners?
When we're podcasting for 5 hours a night, like, it happens.
Yeah. Pablo Cost says, as much as I'd like a Legend of Zelda movie next, I'm gonna go with Luigi's Mansion. Give my boy Luigi the spotlight. Literally. That'll be coming, I'm sure, Jeff. I mean,
that'd be great.
Constant spooky. I mean, don't forget that, at Universal, who now has like Nintendo stuff coming up, they do all those Halloween haunted houses. They are 1,000,000% going to do a Luigi's Mansion haunted house someday, maybe even next year. And I bet I'm going to have to fly down for that. Awesome.
That's like Peacock, right? Like Peacock Universal. Like if they wanted to do a Halloween special based on Luigi's Mansion, could they do it on there?
They could do that. Now you have me think, is Peacock? Yeah.
NBC Universal, right?
Why don't we have a Columbo haunted house at Universal now? What the fuck?
Fuck.
Rude.
I don't know.
Haas says Luigi's Mansion is the correct answer. So instead, let's take the easiest route for Nintendo and just remake sports movies word for word with the corresponding Nintendo IP. Who wouldn't want to see Wario and Moneyball,
I would.
Daisy and Wimbledon, or young Rosalina and I? That'd be pretty good. That'd be pretty good. Uncharted Wolf says, so I'm kind of cheating with this, but I would love a Fire Emblem anime that pulls inspiration from Game of Thrones pre-season 7. The reason I feel it should be a TV anime and not a movie is simple. 1, I hate movies. Fair enough. 2, I feel that a 24-episode serialized TV series allows more time to be spent fleshing out the world and characters than a 2-hour movie. They could adapt the story from games like Awakening or Three Houses, which has heavy Game of Thrones energy, but I feel it's best to make the story original, allowing callouts to previous games without it feeling pandering. And finally, allow the show's plot to run for multiple seasons to give it the modern epic static the series deserves, and don't rush the ending just so you can work on Star Wars. Damn it. I mean, I'm shocked there isn't already a Fire Emblem anime, to be honest. But even though I know I'm not saying this, Fire Emblem movie sure seems far-fetched. That would just be a tall order.
Yeah, I would like this overall, although I think a Fire Emblem makes sense as an anime TV show, sure. We don't need the movie, but I still think like a Fire Emblem movie could be very cool.
Lenny Cool Dick Denver says, Kirby, right back at ya. The movie, I want to watch The World Burn. Jeff, people like this show. I always thought it looked real weird with like some of the characters were like bad CG. King DDD had a very strange voice in it that just did not match what I thought King DDD should sound like at all.
Yeah, same. I when it would come on, I'd be like, ugh, and I would turn the channel, which I would never do with video game TV shows ever.
Yeah, I don't know why, but people or kids didn't like it, but it was not, I couldn't do it. Mario's ass is missing, says Captain Rainbow, but as a series, seeing more obscure Nintendo characters in a washed up state could be a good vehicle for quirky humor and satire of the video game industry. Sure. I mean, I know I've seen something about Captain Rainbow. I always get it mixed up with like Rent a Hero from Sega. Just two things that never came over here, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Then Major Yorha says Bowser's Fury gave us a taste of some nice open air Mario. And I heard someone say that the movie Mushroom Kingdom looks quite a bit like Super Nintendo World. It doesn't matter to me which came first. I just think it would be smart to make the next Mario game look like the movie, at least a little, right? The Mushroom Kingdom on the movie poster looks so lived in. And that poster is a very good poster. And I do like the way the Mushroom Kingdom looks in that quite a bit.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jeff.
No, yeah, I was gonna say I don't know. I really need to see that whole movie before I decide how I feel about that Mushroom Kingdom.
So you're not sold on it immediately.
Nah, I mean I'm sold on it for a movie. I'm sold on it. It looks great for a movie. I think I need to see more of it. If I'm like, oh well, they should do something more like this in the games. So far, I mean, I'm playing a lot of Bowser's Fury right now, and I'm like, they don't need to make this all dense and easily they don't need to make it so it's like, oh hey, if you're going to be telling a story in this place, it's going to be dense so that there's a lot going on, so you always have something to play off of, like the Trolls movie or something like that. No, but we'll see what the final product looks like.
I just noticed the description for this episode still says that you're out and that Rebecca Stone is filling in as a special guest.
I can fix that right now.
You don't have to, I just like to point out your mistakes because it makes me feel better about my own failures of the day.
It was a mistake or just a complete dereliction of duty?
Well, I mean, the other sounds a bit more severe, so we'll go with that. Shoji Koto says, Game & Watch as a 1920s-esque silent film. That'd be fun. I don't know if could you do it, like, what was that movie that won an Oscar and it was like a silent film? Could you actually do that with Mr. Game & Watch? Or could that idea maybe get you 5 minutes or something?
Yeah, I guess short before the Mario movie, I think would be cool.
Cute.
Yeah.
There should be a short before the Mario movie. That'd be a fun way to do something like a...
Yeah, what should be the short?
Honestly, not Game & Watch. Has to be something people will recognize a bit more than that. Maybe the short is Donkey Kong, and that's why that those two have voice roles in the whole thing. Because otherwise,
I think a short is where you do like the less well-known stuff. I think so. I think you could get away with Game & Watch, or
they've already done
Pikmin
shorts.
More Pikmin shorts. So I'd love that.
G-Mancer says, a me movie starring Mike's me and Jeff's me. Mike's me is desperately trying to get laid and befriends Jeff's me, who tries to teach him how to be a Chad like him.
Of course.
Jeff's me, voiced by The Rock, and Mike's me is voiced by the guy who starred in
Jamie Kennedy.
This is the most insulting answer
Wow,
I think we've ever gotten.
What did you do to insult G-Man, sir?
I don't know. It's like he didn't even see my wallet condoms.
Oh man, it was Jamie Kennedy. Jesus Christ! All right.
God, we had to see him in that fucking what was that movie Dan Reichert made us watch?
Yeah, Kicking It Old School, which is actually the worst movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's oddly offensive.
Yes.
Turbo Sean says, let's see a pop noir F-Zero movie in the vein of Tim Burton's Batman. Some of the visual stylings of Speed Racer 2008. Ironically, there's multiple Nintendo bounty hunters who could fit in this formula, but Captain Falcon has the advantage of bringing the spectacle of kicking ass in alleys before kicking ass on an upside-down racetrack. Speaking of like old cartoons that used to be on Fox, there was a NASCAR cartoon on Fox.
Right.
It was like slightly futuristic, and I think it was like on after Digimon or something, and I actually really liked it. It had a really good theme song. They're like, da, da, da. Man, I need to find that. I don't know. I liked that cartoon show. I don't think anybody else remembers it.
I remember ads for it. I bet I watched it a couple times, but I don't remember much else about it.
Jeff, that is it for that. Next week's topic, by the way, is... Oh, shit, I don't have it up anymore. I forgot what it is. I'm going to find it in just a sec. Oh, no, it's just over on this tab. Here it is. Okay, so we talked about the Persona 3 and 4 coming. What JRPG do you still want ported to Switch the most? I think there's some obvious answers here, and there are some other ones. I see you there, Sean, looking it up for me. Thank you. So yes, what JRPG do you want ported to Switch the most that is not on there?
Man, this NASCAR Racers had like CG cars.
It looks sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool looking.
I like, there's shows like that. Heck, even Mickey and the Roadster Racers like that. But like every show, there's a race, and each time it's like, who's going to win? It's the Wacky Races formula, basically. Yeah. But this show is like kind of a little bit more serious than that. It was just a lot of fun. I don't know. I thought it was cool. All right, Jeff, do you want to read from the Super Chats?
I do indeed, and I even have Stream Elements open right here. Let's see. Let's go for it. So... Rodrigo Pinto and Patrick both renewed their channel memberships today. Thank you both so much for doing that. Then we got one from the big Jimbo Ryan himself, who says, really disappointed with the Mario voice. Here at Sony with our Garfield movie, we care about voice roles and would never hire someone who has no vocal range. Thank you so much, Jim Ryan, for laying down the wall, putting your foot down, and saying you would never hire Chris Pratt.
That would be incredible if the Chris Pratt voice for Garfield is actually just the same, like, slight Brooklyn accent.
Rigo Romero, hey guys, if the movies are a huge success and all three parks are also, do you see Nintendo changing their video game strategy? No.
I don't think so. I mean, it's working so well. Like, even people, they're talking about, oh, is this going to impact the games? I don't see why it would. Like, the Mario games have basically been better than ever and have been selling more than ever. I don't know what you would possibly need to course correct.
I've been playing a lot of Mario stuff over the last couple of weeks because of the kids, and those recent Mario games, all of them, just fucking rule. They're all so good. They're all so good.
Bowser's Fury is amazing. Mario Odyssey is maybe like the best game ever. It's incredible.
Uriel Delgado, you should switch panty and stocking with garter belt. I don't know what that's a reference to.
Switch? I think it means you should watch.
Oh, you should watch. I'm sorry. Yeah, you should watch panty and stocking with garter belt. I still don't know what he's talking about though.
Oh, really? That's a show people like. It's like these two angels and they're like crude and they say fuck a lot. Okay. And I think that's the show actually. It's an anime. I've seen clips of it. I think it's coming back.
Oh, we were talking about anime earlier. Okay, now I'm on board. Uriel Delgado, I will watch that. I will Google panty and stocking with garter belt right now and see what happens.
Sean says it's like R-rated Powerpuff Girls, and I think that is my understanding of it also.
All right. Well, okay. Nintenderek, do you think Nintendo is going to stick exclusively to animated movies, or do you think they might make something live action? I think they will probably make something live action, although Mike's point about, eventually doing a Smash Brothers movie where everyone would need to be able to work together in the same movie, unless you are going to commit to having a Roger Rabbit sort of mashup, you probably want them all to be relatively similar stylings. I don't know.
I think they're sticking to animated for at least a while.
Right. I think that's probably... I mean, man, I think a really stylized 2.5, like 2D on 3D Zelda movie could be fantastic. Or Metroid even. Whatever.
What do you mean by that exactly? 2D?
I mean, like, I think like 3D... probably 3D characters with a lot of 2D flourishes on them.
You mean like something like Spider-Verse?
Something along the lines of Spider-Verse, yeah. But like maybe even more mixing in even more like hand-drawn stuff, I would think. But whatever. I just want something super stylized. Is basically what I'm saying. Okay. From Victor Alistine, Jeff, any info on 343 engine debate? Just that some of the stuff in that video was not accurate. The way it was framed was inaccurate, just point blank. Not necessarily regarding the engine stuff specifically, though. So, and what I've heard since is that something like the Certain Affinity project could have always been using Unreal. So, yeah, does that mean that then other Halo stuff is going to switch to Unreal? To me, that would mean maybe not. If this other game is just going to stand separately from this and just be an Unreal game. They could, keep the rest of Halo on that older engine, but they probably are eyeing Unreal as a possibility. A lot of Microsoft is on Unreal already. So, and if you do that, then you can get help from the Coalition on your next game, and that would be, hugely beneficial. So, I don't know. We'll see. I think the other shoe is going to drop on this story relatively soon, and we'll find out. That does it for the Super Chats, Mike. So back to you.
All right, Jeff. If you guys want to sneak any more super chats in, we will read them. Jeff, anything interesting you've been playing Nintendo wise? I know you've been traveling a lot. Did you bring your Switch with you?
I did bring my Switch. I didn't get much time to play it. We were gonna one of the ways we were gonna settle any sort of debates, or if there was a tie, we were gonna put in 1-2 Switch and play the game where you have to the quick draw game. We didn't get around to doing that even, so I didn't have much time to play my Switch. But like I've said, a lot of Bowser's Fury, a lot of Mario Odyssey, just kind of going back and forth between those two games because the kids are so into each of them. Honestly, they would play them all night if I would let them. And I'm not necessarily, up until this point, I haven't had to stop them from doing things too much in their life where it's, oh, you are being excessive with this. And so it's weird I have to flip into this mode of, wait, are you playing video games too much? So I kind of have to be mindful of that. But most of the time now they're just coming down here hanging out with me, and one of them's playing the handheld Switch over on the couch and the other one's playing on the TV, and I could just sit down and help them out and take turns, and it's kind of cool just to hang out. I'll be playing video games, so I've been really enjoying that, and I'll take over Bowser's Fury, like I was saying on the Bombcast today, and just start playing, and just kind of, I don't want to stop playing because it's so much fun. It's such a good idea overall. It is a kind of a good drop in, drop out Mario game where I'm like, oh yeah, I could just drop in anywhere and suddenly I'm doing something cool because there's cool stuff everywhere all over this map. I think I really do hope the future of at least the immediate future, the next Mario game, I hope is a spin on that formula, or the next big one. Obviously, they're probably going to do something else between now and then, but the next big Mario game, I hope, is a spiritual successor to what they did with Bowser's Fury, because it is really well done.
There had to be a reason why they were testing, like, that they did this whole thing, right? Like,
I think so, yeah.
Like, they've added things to their remasters before, but nothing this substantial.
Yes.
You have to imagine they were playing around with how would Mario work in, like, a really open environment. I mean, some of the levels in Odyssey were even kind of testing that a bit, and this was a step beyond that. And maybe I hope the next thing is another step beyond that yet. There's a super chat here from Donnie. You mind if I read that?
No, please go ahead.
He says, I'm playing No More Heroes 3 on Steam, and now I hate my Switch. For the love of Mario, when are we getting a better Switch? Isn't No More Heroes 3 also coming out on Xbox? And
yeah, I think it came out to everything like this week or whatever. Okay. So, yes. When are we getting a better Switch? Mike, the real answer is we don't know, right? That's the real answer. We don't know.
I am on the side of later than you think is basically my answer at this point, because that's always been the right answer basically for a while now.
That's definitely, you are probably right, but I am back on board with something will happen in 2023. That's just a guess. Again, that continues to just be a guess. I don't know is the real answer. So I think things are just lining up that they might want to push things into 2023 and actually pull the trigger this time. But we'll see. And if they don't, I still think March 2024, of course, that makes a lot of sense, but probably no later than March 2024, though, in my opinion. I don't think we go to holiday 2024 without a new Switch.
Now, are you thinking Switch Pro, or are you thinking Switch 2?
I don't know anymore. I think Switch Pro, if it comes out next year, but I also don't know if it matters that much anymore. Yeah. I think it'll be some weird split the difference, and they are going to rethink their transitional strategy from one console to the other. And so it kind of won't matter. It will be a Switch 2, but they might not position it necessarily as a Switch 2. Or it might be a Switch Pro, and they do position it as a Switch 2, and then they're going to be more iterative going forward. I honestly don't know that part of it, and I kind of can't wait to see what they do, because I think they are going to figure it out on the fly going forward.
All right, Jeff. I've just been playing more Xenoblade, which I've talked about plenty. It's a very long game. I'm going to keep playing that, so not much to say there. I think we can start getting out of here.
Yeah, all right. I can hit the button now.
From Gartooth, excuse me. Hey, Mike and Jeff, do you think we see another Pokemon movie anytime soon, or did Detective Pikachu's disappointing box office spoil things in Hollywood? I mean, that movie wasn't such a border state, Jeff, like
yes.
Borderline state, where it like maybe did okay enough for a sequel, but maybe
if it was anything other than Pokemon, it would have been a huge success and would have got a sequel. But it's Pokemon, so it had these really high expectations and probably a pretty big budget. So $450 million or whatever it was like, oh man. So we're not going to sequel. I think they will do another more traditional Pokemon movie, and I bet that will do a lot better.
Yeah, I bet it was not going to be Detective Pikachu. And then Victor Allison here says, will there be a tie-in game for the Mario movie? I don't think so. I really don't. Maybe they'll do something. I don't think it's going to be like Mario Odyssey 2 comes out in time for it. I don't think it's going to be like the Mario movie, the game. As much as I would like that, and it would have like FMV characters like Street Fighter, the movie, the game did.
Yeah, man, that was great. Yeah.
They had that at Galloping Gethans. I was actually pretty excited. I actually kind of think that game looks cool now.
I did around to that.
The backgrounds are pretty intense.
Yeah, I did around to that with E Honda, and I'm like, man, it is so strange and bizarre, and how much it's like trying to be Mortal Kombat, but it is still Street Fighter, and yeah, it was a weird one. All right, Mike, I'm hitting the outro button now.
All right. Thank you so much for listening to Last of the Nintendogs, everybody. Hey, 5 more of you push that like button. Let's get to 100 before we call it quits here. Jeff, what's going on with Game This Morning tomorrow?
I will be having on Andy Robinson from VGC. He's going to co-host the show with me. Looking forward to that. We're going to give Lucy a little bit of rest. She went straight from New York to like entertaining guests, is my understanding, and so she's been pretty tired. So I'll have Andy Robinson on, and then the rest of the week should be the normal host. I think we'll have Jan on Thursday and Tam on Friday. Should be a good time.
Awesome. We'll be back on Thursday with Game Mess Decides. Are you going to be streaming at all tomorrow or anything, Jeff?
Wednesday night, I think I will be streaming. I'm probably going to keep going with Yakuza 0, although I might do some God of War too. We'll see. I need to play some God of War.
Started Alan Wake Remastered. Very good. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Grubb is dead.
I'm sorry. Eat ass. All right, stopped recording there. But everyone can still hear us now. If you wanted to, if anyone wants to finish any thoughts, were you going to say something, Mike, before the music drowned you out?
No.
Okay, all right.
Watch anime.
No, that is not the official position of Last of the Nintendogs.
No, absolutely not. Unless it's Keijo or whatever. I like to call it Kaija, which is wrong. Unless it's that one.
No, it's okay. You can keep calling
Speaking
it
of being wrong, it's comic.
Comic. That's what
Comic?
Dan was
It
saying.
just sounds like
and that
comic
is correct.
book.
Well, that's easy to remember.
There you go.
Kamek. Isn't that just Kamek?
It's comic. If you look at the Japanese, it's kameku.
All
so
right,
it'd
pull
be
his mic.
comic.
Well, the Japanese are always wrong about things, though.
They were wrong about cars. They were
call
wrong
it-
about consumer electronics.
They called it the Famicom over there in the Mega Drive. That's not right.
right.
Biohazard?
I am pulling the plug on this. Bye, everybody. Catch you next time.
Bye. Biohazard.